Hello and welcome to the last travel show of 2016 with me, Adia Depitan, coming from the amazing monuments of Petra in Jordan. Exploring the ancient city was one of the highlights of my year, and what a year it's been. The team has visited over 70 countries and had some incredible adventures. So why don't you sit back, relax, and see if we've picked one of your favourites as we look back on 2016. Now we get to have so much fun working on the travel show. We fly all over the world, we meet incredible people, do cool stuff, but most importantly, we get to share our adventures with you. And those adventures don't get much more spectacular than Rajan's trip to China back in June, where he got to explore some amazing destinations that even the guidebooks don't seem to know about.
500 square kilometers of sandstone and minerals, the dazzling colours were formed by water erosion. They were created during the same geological shift that formed the Himalayas some 80 million years ago. As spectacular as the Rainbow Mountain Range is, what's almost as incredible is that until the turn of the millennium, hardly anybody in China, let alone the rest of the world, had even heard of it. And that is an unlikely story in itself, which begins at this man's house.
2000年之前，我们是这个坐轮椅啊，再加上就是这个搞树莓啊、发芽。之前我就在这面部的了。
One day, a photographer passed by Mr. Lei as he was carrying out his normal farmer's chores.
2000年的时候，那时候我们2个轮椅带发芽，早晨正好我刚把烟刚上出来的时候，经过因为我们这个213省道上来了一辆车，他就马上停下了，停下然后他来就问的老乡能不能拍个你的这个烟的照？是可以。我们家后面就有这个，也就说是就这个彩色丘陵了。那菜上就把他就带上跑出去看，哎呀，好美呀！
So before 2000, no one recognised that this was a beautiful, natural wonder.
因为你看，我们这个地方的人也爆破啊，哪里都没有去吧，听来吗？因为我们门前的这个彩色丘陵的这个山嘛，能全部各地都有。我认为全部各地的山都是一样，也和它是一个带吧。
Soon, other photographers latched on to this undiscovered gem, and their photos caught the eye of famous film director Zhang Yimou. He shot a remake of the Coen brothers film Blood Simple here, and its success in China made the mountains famous.
That was Rajan there getting off the beaten track in China. Fantastic. Now, the rest of us have been busy all year bringing you the best stories in travel. And here's some of my favourites. First up, a story from right here in Petra, where I was lucky enough to join a team of archaeologists searching for ancient treasures. This is the Temple of Winged Lions, a religious complex built in around 27 AD. I'm liking your office, Glenn. I like what you've done with it.
No, this is a beautiful place.
Glenn is in charge of the site and tells me how the problems here started in the 1970s when the temple was first excavated.
They uncovered this cool monument, but didn't do a wonderful job of doing the things necessary to preserve it for future generations. Whenever you excavate a monument, you have to pull a lot of the earth out of the ground in order to reveal it. And so this earlier project dumped a lot of that earth, and so as you'll see, we're trying to re-excavate those earlier archaeological dumps. We have specialists who come and actually work and train and work with the local community.
And the idea is that the locals then train tourists to help out too. Okay, I've got some skills, man. Have you got a digger here or something?
Yeah, we're ready to go. Ready?
Okay, stand back. Let the master get to work. Any scorpions? Is that cool? I'm terrible, I can't find anything. Well, I might not be having much luck, but over the last few years, they've found all sorts here. Painted pottery, coins, lamps, and decorations from the temple. It's crazy to think that these amazing bits of jewellery and pottery have just been lying forgotten in a pile of earth. Now, as more pieces are retrieved and catalogued, it's hoped we can learn more about the everyday lives of the people who built this incredible city more than 2,000 years ago. Next, the waterways of Kerala in India. Henry headed there in January to explore the labyrinth of canals, rivers and lakes that twist through the state.
Kerala's calling card is its unique backwaters. 25 years ago, the houseboat industry didn't exist, but in 1991, a tour operator saw the potential in modifying defunct cargo boats for tourists. It was an instant hit and revolutionized tourism here. From just a handful of boats in the 90s, there are now more than 1,000, offering people a unique insight into village life along the waterways. Time for me to take the helm.
A little bit of throttle. There we go. I've noticed it's quite loose, but then there's a little biting point.
It's not that easy as
it isn't.
In October, Carmen headed deep into the Andes in search of one of Peru's best-kept secrets.
Tucked away in the eastern Andes, Quispe didn't feature on the tourist map until fairly recently. But a few kilometers away lies a spectacular discovery that has changed all that. Hidden in these rainforests are some of the tallest waterfalls in the world. The Umbila is split into 4 almost sheer drops, and I'm going to try and abseil down the bottom section with a lot of help. So this is where it starts. I'm going to rappel down here, down this little waterfall, about 10 or 12 meters into a pool, and then from there we'll abseil down the rest of the waterfall, which is about a 70-meter drop. And I'm one of the first people to do this. I'm attached to a harness and instructed on the safety apparatus that will allow me to control my descent.
Your legs, Carmen, 90 degrees better. Hold it but lean backwards.
Taking off is terrifying. So far, so good. But halfway down, I'm in for a shock.
It's slightly unnerving that we're going to lose the rock now. We're going to go into free fall. Ah! Okay, I can do this.
We reached the last part of the descent, and I'm so relieved to finally get to the bottom.
I know it's crazy. I didn't expect quite so much water. Oh, that was amazing. What a rush.
Carmen there in Peru back in October. Well, stay with us as we continue our look back at 2016 here on The Travel Show, the year that I got to play one of Shakespeare's most famous characters. At last! But soft, what light through yonder window breaks? It is the east, and Juliet is the sun. One of the nicest things about being a travel show presenter is that you get the chance often to get really close to some amazing wildlife. And 2016 was no exception. So here are some of our favourite animal encounters of the year. In April, Henry headed into the rainforests of the Cardamom Mountain Range in Cambodia to join an anti-poaching squad that's on the front line of wildlife conservation.
This ride is getting bumpier and bumpier. It's almost like trying to stay on a fucking Bronco. Whoa!
Deforestation is destroying animals' habitats. Now, that's not the only man-made dangers they face here. The remains of snares can be found all around.
It's a strong piece of stick, okay? Yep. Planted on the ground. So when he's coming, he's getting this piece of fruit, whatever it is, and he's getting caught.
Right. So there's a bit missing here.
Yes, it's missing a piece of fruit, and I believe something else is missing.
So a lot of these traps are designed to maim rather than kill, so they can collect them alive.
Yes.
Having seen the indiscriminate damage that snares like these do to even much larger animals than their intended targets, it's quite shocking to see one up close. With so many families in rural Cambodia teetering just above the poverty line, I suspect that most of those engaged in the snaring and logging are just hoping for a way to help themselves and their families get by. But witnessing it myself, I also come face to face with the brutal impact this can have.
In September, it was all about these little fellas, fairy penguins. They live on Phillip Island off the southern coast of Australia. We sent Krista there to meet them.
This penguin parade draws most of the visitors here. And it's not hard to see why.
Oh, they're so cute. There are hundreds of them, all just marching up the beach with their big fat belly like they're late for an appointment. Absolutely gorgeous.
Hello. They even offered me the chance to help. I was not going to pass up an opportunity to get up close and personal with a penguin.
So, scanning? Oh!
Sorry, I'll hold on to him.
Please do. A penguin attack.
Great.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, we'll be really quick.
We've just spotted them. Yes. Now to Botswana in southern Africa. Rajan was there earlier this year on the trail of rhinos at a sanctuary dedicated to the survival of the species.
Take a bit of a risk. Nyama has actually been as close as 10 meters before to a rhino without them sensing that he's there. So we're going to see how close we can get. Okay, let's do it. It may be best if only Mike comes. Well, if we get this close here.
It's hard to grasp. One of this planet's great survivors, such a dignified, shy beast, is under threat because of man's vanity.
Rajan there finding out about the battle to save southern Africa's rhino in Botswana back in September. Okay, now to finish our roundup of the year, here's a bunch of stories that prove that no two trips are ever the same. And if you're thinking of signing up as a travel show presenter, you'll need to expect the unexpected. So here's some classic clips of us presenters trying and sometimes failing to do all sorts of different things around the world.
The ninja, a mysterious undercover agent in feudal Japan, skilled in espionage and assassination, living in the shadows. And now you can apply to be one. Far from hiding in the dark, the next generation of ninjas answered a job ad. Full-time, Central Japan, salary around $1,600 a month. Hundreds of people applied and auditioned for the jobs, including many from overseas.
I might look the part, but can I cut it as a real-life ninja? To be honest, I'm a bit nervous. I don't want to fall flat on my face and embarrass myself. I do kind of feel ninja-like here. Okay, I don't think ninjas are meant to giggle. Okay. This world's as tall as me.
Each event features 10 volunteer storytellers who are picked at random.
And every other Saturday, my sister, who was older, a friend, and I would go to the movie.
They can talk up to 5 minutes each and are then given a score by a team of judges. The winner goes on to perform at the Moth Grand Slam, so no pressure then.
She forgot that she's got to write down the scores. I keep it going for Chrissy. Come on, stage up. Come on, flush it! Here she comes. Keep it going. Feels good. Come on, just make a big noise. Bring her up here. Here she comes.
I'm a travel journalist, and a little while ago I was in Japan, and I was there to interview a very famous chef. And he's sort of bringing out with great sort of pomp and ceremony this dish that he's created for me. And it's coming towards me, and it has kind of a crab leg sticking out the top. And of all the things that I just can't eat, and there are many, many things that I can't eat, just seafood is right up there at the top. There's almost nothing from the sea that I will happily put in my mouth. And so I asked my translator, I was like, and what is this? And she kind of looked at me and she said, she asked the chef, and she said, oh, it's fugu, you know, fugu. It's like the Japanese puffer fish, right? You know, the one that if they just prepare it very, very slightly wrongly, you die because it's full of neurotoxins. And I was like, ah! And so I went to put it in my mouth, and I kind of bit down on it, and it sort of, it didn't yield in the way that I thought. It popped in my mouth like a cyst, you know, like.
Despite my nerves and to my total surprise, I came joint runner-up at tonight's contest.
Chubby Carrier is a Grammy Award winner and the third generation of a legendary Zydeco playing family.
You should try it, man. Yes, 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 yes. It's our percussion in Zydeco.
Oops, very loud. Are you doing that with that?
And the left. You have the rhythm going like this in the air. That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Touch the thing.
But when you hit the board, you lose it.
I know why.
I don't know.
And then, after my frankly disastrous 10-minute lesson, this happens.
BBC
doing in England, y'all.
Show me a little segment of how you would use the alphabets to tell the story.
Please.
Please, come. Rolling the eyes is just getting excited.
There. Huh? I think it's me being an amateur, but when I tried to do it, my vision blurs, but your vision doesn't blur.
Long.
Oh, okay. So you focus in a distance.
Long distance.
Long distance, right. I'm focusing up here, that's why I'm doing a crosshair.
That is very...
That's the secret.
Traditionally, a classic Kathakali performance can go on for many hours, sometimes a whole night. But some modern audiences have shorter attention spans, so the art form has had to adapt.
You lost me!
Here at Shakespeare's birthplace in Stratford-upon-Avon, you can see where it all began, with guided tours around the house that he was born in.
He was the third of those 8 children, the first boy.
In an exhibition for this anniversary year, you can also see a copy of the first publication of Shakespeare's plays.
But soft, what light through yonder window breaks? It is the east, and Juliet is the sun.
Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? Deny thy father and refuse thy name. Or, if thou wilt not, be but sworn my love, and I'll no longer be a Capulet.
Well, if you put it that way, love, I'll be up there.
400 years on this year and still going strong, William Shakespeare. Although I'm not sure what he'd make of my acting. I did give it a little bit of depth though. Okay, well that's it from us for another year, and we'll see you again next year. And I do hope you enjoyed following us on all our travels in 2016. But for now, in the meantime, from me, Addy, and all the team, we wish you a happy and healthy 2017. Happy New Year.